Hello and welcome to an interactive demo of live cams for iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch devices. Today we'll take a look at some of the very basic features of adding cameras into Live Cams, the app. To start, we'll launch the application on the iPhone simulator. And as the application launches, the default that this particular instance is configured to use is to load with some random cameras. What we would like to do is add our own private camera. In this case, we'll be adding a FOSCAM camera. The ability to add cameras is quite simple. First, we need to move to our private camera list instead of the random cameras. To do this, we choose Select, then we choose My Cameras, and you'll see we are presented with an empty list. Now on the bottom toolbar, a button called Manage has become enabled. We click Manage and we see an empty list where our cameras would normally appear for all of our privately added cameras. Click the plus sign to add a new camera to the list. From this screen, we get to choose the camera profile used by our particular brand and model. In this case, we'll be adding a FOSCAM camera, which will be found lower in the list underneath the IP cameras, underneath a label called FOSCAM. Here it is in the list. So we choose FOSCAM, and now we're prompted to rotate our phone to landscape mode so that all the prompts and text entry fields will fit properly on the screen. We rotate our device, and now we can see the prompts. So the first thing we'll do is give it a name, and we'll call this FOSCAM test. We'll then click on our host or IP, and here we'll enter in the IP address of the camera we're adding. And for now, we'll just use a local IP address that will work within our home network. This will not work outside of the home, but for demo purposes, this is a good demo. It's 192.168.1.122 for our test camera. We've set up a username and password for the administrator as admin, and again, admin for the password. And we haven't used a custom port on our network, so the default port of 80 is fine. At this point, we should say save. It tells us we can now view the video, and if it's been added properly without any mistakes, you should see a thumbnail with the video for your device. This camera is sitting on the floor of a room with a bunch of other test devices around it. I should be able to go to the control button, press and hold the button to move the camera, and we can see it rotating around as we press right. Now we'll go left again. Everything seems to be working. If we made any mistakes while we were adding the camera, we could click the thumbnail, come into the preview screen, and you may or may not have video, at which point you can click the tool icon, edit settings, and then make any necessary changes to try and correct the problem. Usually the issues are things such as incorrect host or IP or port, and if you get an authentication error of some sort, it will tell you on the screen, and you can come back and edit your username or password here. And that's all there is to it for adding cameras to live cams.